Do you remember that chick a few years ago that tried to pull the whole "I got a third tit" implant?
Yes.
In the middle, and it turned out it was like a prosthetic or whatever. And like
they call it an implant, not a prosthetic.
No, it was like
a prosthetic breast.
No, it was completely fake. It was a prosthetic breast.
I'm gonna get a set of prosthetics.
In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission: to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Mikey, do you know why you spell dark D-A-R-K
Why?
and not with a C?
Why?
Because you can't see in the dark.
Yeah. Also, John, you really got to stop calling them that. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely not the Jews' fault. Like, stop blaming the Holocaust on them. It's just rude, dude.
What? I never blame the Holocaust on the Jews.
I must have misunderstood.
No, I blamed the irrational actions of the Nazis on the Jews.
Right.
That makes more sense.
I'm just kidding.
That totally makes more sense.
What's up, everybody? It's time for the Freedom Friends Podcast.
I'm not going to lie. I totally thought you were going to go, I blamed it on the women's right to vote and drive. Like, that's where I thought that was going.
That's Scott.
The analogy for
I
this.
thought he had turned you.
The analogy for this is like when the rapist blames the chick for wearing the hot clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her fault for what she's wearing.
That's what I said it the way I said it.
That's
Yeah.
that's pretty harsh.
Oh, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like right before you poop. No.
Well, I bet you do.
Wait a minute, you don't?
You're supposed to?
Well,
I just thought it was respectful.
Yeah.
everybody wipes before they poop.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've been doing it wrong.
But what?
What's the last thing you did? Is you wiped. The next thing you're going to do is poop. Therefore, you wiped before you pooped.
What if you like butt stuff?
This tracks. This 100% tracks.
Brought to you by Dude Wipes.
It's not.
Minty fresh.
It's
No, it's
not
not.
brought to you by them
But
at
Dude
all.
Wipes should absolutely give us money because it's the Freedom Friends Podcast brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Score yourself that fucking sweet 15% off discount over there. Our friends owellness.us. Use that code FreedomFriends25. That'll get you a quarter off your order. And of course, our good buddies over at Icy Tech Coolers.
Wait. Are you just cold auditioning sponsors?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just like, dude,
Yes.
is this just like I'm just gonna throw a spot in there. See if anybody like it.
Hey man, throw enough shit at a wall,
Do you
something will
like,
stick.
you like the cut of my jib?
All right. Here's the thing. We're gonna start a website for an imaginary product,
Okay.
and like at some random point, that imaginary product will be our sponsor, and we'll see how much traffic we drive to the website.
That's a good idea.
Right.
I think that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
You know what else would be a good idea?
Huh.
Is if we did this podcast in ice baths using Icy Tech coolers.
Yes. I'm just saying. We've been talking about
I thought
it.
this was
I
already
don't know what
handled.
camera we're on, but I'm going to look at them all.
So our good buddy Pat, the CEO of Icy Tech, almost lost an eye. Angle grinder fucking broke on him and almost lost an eye. So he's going through it right now. Him sending us coolers is
So
a
it's
high on
just
his
him?
list.
Like it's just him solo just doing this.
There's only there's not very many. It's a pretty small business.
So there's somebody else that could be accomplishing this.
Probably.
So I'm hearing excuses and no reasons.
Let me fucking take your eye out and see how many fucking games you fucking play. All right, dude,
I have a
Jesus.
one-eyed pirate that plays in my store right now.
Yeah, but he didn't lose it
Does he
yesterday.
ever not grab?
I don't know,
The
but I'm
right
telling you right
thing?
now, if I ever played that motherfucker, I would always roll into his blind spot.
Seriously, you have to.
I'd be like, that's definitely a 6.
It's like,
Just pick it up before he can look at
how
it.
do you know? How do you know it wasn't?
Yeah.
Did you use your peripheral? No, you didn't. No, you didn't, sir.
I did pull, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we talked about Testacuzzi sponsoring us. I definitely pulled that and blasted it on our social media.
I saw that.
We had nothing in response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Testacuti gives very little shit.
They may have actually done the research and they were like, fuck no.
Which I don't get because, like, obviously there's like 8 testicles on this show. Well,
Yeah.
7.5. But, I mean, still.
Okay. I have questions.
What?
Who's missing half a nut?
No, I have an extra half.
Well, he said 7.
So somebody's missing.
A whole nut. And then
whole-
he's got an extra half.
whole nut.
And that drinks is
Who's
7.5.
missing a nut?
Therein lies the question.
Can't say I'm missing it, Bob.
I mean, the only reason he would know is if he knew.
And I know.
So that means it's you.
No, I have an extra.
Well, he hasn't seen mine.
Yeah,
you also haven't
he's-
seen the cameras.
He's probably
But
seen
I've
his
seen
own.
Scott.
He's probably seen his own.
I feel like we're playing a game of Clue right now. Like I know mine.
Jazz in the bathroom with one ball.
Right? It's like Sudoku, but with testicles.
Yes. Yeah. You'd have really thrown him off if you said 9. Like an,
I'd been
like an odd number. Just straight
I'd
odd
call
number.
bullshit at that point. Because if one of us had 3 balls, all of us would know.
No,
There's
and all of us
hiding
would have
that.
seen
Yeah,
it.
there's no hiding that.
Yeah,
The guy
all
with
of
3
us
balls.
would
That'd have
Rip it out right
That'd have
now.
been day one. It'd have been like, by the way,
Hi, my name's Jazz. I have 3 balls. Like, no fucking way.
Let me say that shit.
Oh my God, we're best friends.
you're like, I'm stuck with you now because you've seen my testicles.
And it would have been,
I'm okay with
been
it.
the first thing I introduced you about with anyone we
Like,
ever met
bro,
ever.
you're gonna meet this dude.
3
He's
balls.
got 3 balls.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
like
I just would have like, this is my friend
It's
Jazz.
like the guy with the finger.
He's got 3
Yeah,
balls.
6 finger.
it's like Rich, yeah.
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 It's like Rich Turner with this fucking massive middle finger. It's like you got to meet this guy.
Yeah. It's like
Look
when I
at
introduced
it.
Mikey. Like, this is my buddy Mikey. He's got 17 Purple Hearts.
That's not true.
It's a good opener, though.
Like 17. I'm like, he's exagerating.
It's, like,
By a lot, actually.
It's 15. It's just, we need to tone it
Yeah.
down.
Purple Hearts. They just made a movie about that. Have y'all seen that?
No.
No.
I'm so intrigued. So it's called Purple Heart, and it's a marine boot who's about to get deployed, and he marries this chick solely for the purpose that she gets healthcare benefits for her.
So he gets a contract marriage.
100%.
A tale as old as time.
with Purple Heart?
Well, then he gets blown up, and they magically fall in love.
Oh.
Yeah, but I saw that and instantly was like,
Does he have all of his parts after he gets blown up?
he's in a wheelchair, so I don't know.
So he is indeed less of a man.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Dude, that was always a terrifying thing. Like, I was always really, really fucking scared that I was going to lose my cock piece or something. Either that or die in the fucking porta-shitter. Like, I did not want to die shitting in the porta-shitter
What do you mean shitting?
or whatever.
Yeah, what color was the
The
shit?
chances of you dying shitting
Well,
in a
there-
porta shitter.
Why were
Are
you
slim to none.
afraid of? I mean, what did you think would happen? That
I
would
just didn't
cause
wa-
death in said porta
Well,
shit?
like fucking indirect.
Taking indirect fire.
Indirect fire.
Fuck it, why not? I'll go out that way.
I don't want to go out that way.
Why? It's not like you're gonna know.
How much time do you spend? I'm still hung up on you thinking you're going to die taking a shit in a porta shitter.
Well, don't get me wrong. Statistically speaking, yes, you are correct.
Those were the fastest shits that you've ever taken in your life.
Probably, yeah.
Now, the 20 minutes you spent jerking off in there.
That's
Has-
what I'm saying. Statistically speaking,
Have
you're
you-
correct. I was
have
doing
you
other
ever-
activities in
Have
there.
you ever shit faster than going to sit down and had a Sea-Whiz go off next to you?
No, because it all just comes out.
It's instant poop. Like, that's just
Fucking-
like,
I would have spent extra time.
Yeah,
'Cause
me
I would have been
too.
taking a shit and it would have went burn, and I would have fucking strung like
Yeah.
bull and be like, oh, here goes 20 minutes.
Actually, shitting on ship was kind of fun because like the motion of the ocean rocks it out for you. It's kind of nice. It's like
you know, I believe that.
Yeah,
Actually, I
like
do
it was like, and
I thought
the
never
seats are
mind.
always cold, which I appreciate.
Oh yes,
I like that.
because I thought you were going with this question was have you ever shit faster than in Iraq in a hot porta shitter? And the answer is yes, because when I shit in air conditioning,
I shit faster.
my
Yeah.
pants don't stick to my legs,
Truth.
and like it just functionality. It works easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I really appreciated
I-
it when
I-
we started doing patrols and shit in fucking flight suits, where you could just fucking, they had like the fucking Velcro across the back and you could just put it back up, fucking Velcro it back. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was an easy day. Easy days. Good old Nomex. Little Nomex shits.
Can't say I've had one of those.
It's convenient. It's convenient. I imagine it's similar to, it's akin to like the butt flap on the old school fucking pajamas.
Oh yeah, and I'm tracking. I just
Yeah.
was never issued a shitting suit. That seems to be a Marine Corps only thing.
No, just Nomex.
Yeah,
Combat
it's a
vehicle
shitting
crew.
uniform.
Yeah. It's a shitting uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tankers. I'll get them.
Nice
Of course.
shitting suit.
They also get weird boots and shit though, so I don't know about all that.
You know, everybody wanted those fucking things,
I did.
Why?
but
Except
they don't.
tankers.
They don't stay on your feet very well. Like they're just like blister machines.
So
Yeah.
what's wrong with normal boots?
Like I wish I could.
They
You know
work
what
fine
it is?
for us.
Is
I
it
don't know.
standard just military? Like I don't have it because I want, so I want it kind of
No,
thing.
no,
Because
but I
you're
mean,
not
like-
authorized.
But
But
like, what does the tanker boot
oh,
offer?
it's because if they catch on fire, your boots will melt to the deck, and so you can pop that strap and get out of your boots so that you can exit the crack. That's actually the reason behind tanker boots.
Yeah.
That's seriously, that's why they have a strap on tanker boots.
Okay,
It's a carryover from like literally World War II.
Statistically.
Oh, it doesn't happen anymore.
Remember we called my buddy Jacob, who literally burned alive in a tank, and he was like, "No, my fucking boots melted, and I couldn't get them off."
You stick to the floor.
Yeah.
So if you're laced in, then you got to sit there and delace your boots trying to get out.
Granted, he didn't have tanker boots,
right? Or you can pop that strap and it releases the whole boot, and you can get out. That's the reason.
I'm thinking like, oh, I'm sitting in an Abrams tank, and like my boots melting is probably the least of my worries. It's probably the rest of the tank.
Right, but you can't exfil the tank if you're stuck to the floor.
Or if you're blown to hell. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That typically doesn't. It's usually like fire is the biggest problem with being in a tank.
Yeah.
But anyways,
getting blown to hell in a tank doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Because it's a tank.
I was going to say, are most tankers men anyways?
Yes.
Okay. It's getting blown in the tank. It's kind of tough.
Not really.
Well,
no, all the angles are there. Your gunner's elevated.
Dude, it doesn't count. You're in the field.
Yeah.
That's true.
And based on the position in a tank, you can't make eye contact. So
right?
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah, it's actually, if anything, it's
encouraged.
It's like less gay.
Yeah.
So anyways, John, welcome back.
Thank you.
Got back from a cool trip down in Central America. You want to fill us in?
Yeah. So I went down to Roatan, Honduras with a nonprofit called Warfighter Scuba.
No relation,
but awesome people, awesome mission. And they have a really, really, really awesome setup down there.
Yeah.
On how they conduct all their training and anything. So right now what they're doing is if you have a Purple Heart, you go to their website.
He did confirm that I'm on the list.
He is. Mikey's on the list. He's just one of 2,600 people on that list.
That's way down
there. The VA fucked them. They fucked them hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get them through the VA. I think I put my name on there before the VA letter came out.
Yeah, the VA kicked out an email to like 28 million people or some shit like that, being like, "Oh, if you want to learn how to dive, you should contact Warfighter Scuba." Blah blah blah. And so they everybody hit them up, and so they hit up the VA and they're like, "Hey, you guys fund adaptive sports through nonprofits, and this is what we do, and we fit all of your requirements and everything." And they sent him a denial letter back being like, "Yeah, but you don't have enough support from the VA." And he's like, "Motherfucker, you sent an email out to 28 million fucking people telling them to come see me, and now you don't want to help? Like, what the fuck?"
That is the most VA shit I've ever fucking heard, dude. Really I'm not even surprised by that. That's so VA.
Is the prior service really at 28 million?
It's got to be, dude.
Oh, it's probably more than that.
You got to think, dude.
That's almost 10%.
You got to think the surge, bro.
No, well, you got to think though that email goes out to any living vet that's in the
over
VA
the last
system.
yeah.
So like,
it's probably more than that.
There's not that many World War II guys left, but you still got Korea, Vietnam.
I never read that email, but it's probably because every email I get that says Veteran Affairs on it, I just go delete.
Yeah, swipe it.
It's spam.
Yeah.
But no, it was an amazing trip. Went down. I got my rescue cert, my CPR first aid cert, and a night truck cert.
Nice.
And it was pretty awesome.
So
when do you get your basket weaving cert?
So that's one that I have to do as a specialty before I get my dive
Jazz. It's underwater.
It is underwater basket.
Well, we were already talking about scuba. I thought that was fucking inherent in the conversation.
But what is rescue cert? What is that?
So
Jess is like hurt. He's like,
Is this like the 66 versus 69 Camaro conversation?
I knew you. Wow. I didn't think you were going to bring it up that soon.
I know, me neither. So rescue cert is essentially you're now trained to bring like an unconscious diver to a boat. It's kind of like CLS, but in
so I got a question.
Scuba world. Yeah.
Say you weren't certified rescue.
Yeah.
And you were scuba diving with somebody and they became unconscious. Would you be like, "Don't have my cert yet, buddy. Go fuck
Sorry,
yourself."
I would save you, but I'm not certed.
Me or another scuba diver? Because me, I'd be like, "Fuck you, buddy. I don't know what to do." You just fucking fill their BCD and shoot them to the surface.
All right.
No, that's not what
Enjoy
to do.
the bends.
That is not what to do. No,
Please.
so like
Just come breaching out like a whale.
Right. In that scenario, you're going to do whatever you can do to get the diver to the surface.
Yeah.
By doing the rescue course, you run through scenarios. So now it's like anything else that you do in the military, anything like that, where it's the crawl, walk, run.
Yeah.
So we sat in a pool and we did a bunch of drills in a pool, and then we went out in the ocean, did a bunch of walkthroughs in shallow water, and then we went down to depth and did stuff that we had to do then. But essentially, all you're doing is learning the safe way to deal with an emergency situation underwater with an unconscious diver or something like that. But the primary objective is to keep yourself safe, because a lot of people, when they go into a situation like that, they kind of disregard safety, and their sole mission is, I need to save this person, or I need to control this situation, or I need to do whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, above the water, whatever, go do your fucking thing.
Sure.
Like, if you're going to roll your ankle, okay, whatever. Like, you could have done that on your own.
Yeah.
Below the water, like, if you're trying to bring this unconscious diver to the surface and you're fucking hauling ass, you're fucking yourself up.
Sure.
And it's not like, oh, well, yeah, it'll be fine tomorrow. Like, these could be lifelong things that, affect you.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to do the right thing.
Well, it's the same sort of, I imagine it's the same sort of like mentality of like how paramedics don't run.
Yeah.
How paramedics walk.
Like,
and people like, why aren't you in a hurry? They're like, we are in a hurry, but we need to get there safely in order to be saving this life.
Those 3 seconds that I'm going to get there sooner, I could break a leg or roll an ankle
and
fall
then now he's fucked and I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a technical question.
Okay.
So I have no idea. So
Yeah.
this is going to sound like a really stupid question.
Great.
But
I'm excited.
Say for some reason you were, I don't know, 75 feet below,
Yep.
and you shot up all the way without any fucking brakes.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I fucked up. And you shoot back down. Is there a certain time where, like you can get back down and then there won't be any issues?
No.
No, you need to go in the chamber.
It's once and done.
Well, but it depends on how you do it also, right?
No, I'm saying you're an idiot. And you just like say fuck this, and you swim all the way up, and then the scuba guy's like, you're gonna fucking die. Get back down there.
No,
it doesn't work that way.
Okay. So if you take a breath underwater, you're at 70 feet, and you take a breath off your regulator, and you hold your breath, and you swim to the surface, your lungs will literally explode.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get overpressure and like serious damage and all kinds of shit.
That's why you're supposed to
Embolisms
exhale as you go up.
No
So
matter what.
it's
No
not
matter what.
You can exhale as you're in a hurry, being dumb, and swimming to the top.
So the rule of thumb is number wise, you're not supposed to go faster than 60 feet per minute, which is really hard to figure out that speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, let me time this. It doesn't really work that way. So the other rule of thumb is never go up faster than your slowest bubbles.
Okay.
Right? So you're going to have big bubbles that go fast, but those little ones that are just hanging out going slow, those are the ones you don't want to pass on your way up. So
That's
like
that's good to know.
when you're doing like a rescue thing and you're bringing an unconscious diver to the surface, you dump all your air out of your BCD and you essentially ride his fucking tank. And you fill his with little pumps of air and use him as buoyancy to go to the surface. That way you can control it. And if for some reason, whatever happens and you guys get separated or whatever, that dude's got air and he's going to go to the surface no matter what. He's already fucked up. So
by the way, none of the
matter.
information that you are currently hearing on the Freedom Friends certifies you to go do fuck all as far as rescue is concerned. Like this is take no responsibility for your ass hattery.
Well, he's certified.
Right. But did you go to a triple T port or did you just go get certed?
Are you certified?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
a triple T port means fuck all in scuba. It doesn't mean anything.
What I'm saying is anybody that's listening that's like, oh, I heard on the Freedom Friends this is how you save somebody. We take no responsibility for this shit.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Now, if you're in the water with him and he saves you, cool. As far as like I learned it on the Freedom Friends, no, not responsible for you.
Don't, Your Honor, the guys on the podcast said, that's not gonna be a mountable defense.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I heard it on the internet. It's true. I've seen it.
We take nothing, no responsibility for
this. But you were telling me like you stay in the jungle,
Mm-hmm.
which is dope as shit, and
got to hold monkeys and sloths and
he had a monkey clean his beard. It's
I
awesome.
saw that.
I did.
how thorough was he?
Well, he didn't like He went like right down the side, like trying to, and he was like, "Oh, this fucking sucks," and he left.
Because you had no bugs.
No, I didn't have
He's
anything.
like, what is this clean fucking ape?
Right?
This is weird.
Next time you got to eat like some sugar cookies before.
He's like, stick it in my beard.
Get him a little present down there.
Oh, piece of candy.
No, I have to do the rest.
Right. That'd be hilarious.
No, but the
Just
trip was
leave him-
amazing.
Leave him little presents.
I was on the trip with two other vets. Both of them are Purple Heart recipients. One dude, he's been in 9 IEDs, and he took a suicide vest to the front of his vehicle. Some pretty cool stories.
Sounds like my kind of
It's an odd horde ornament.
right.
Right? I was like, that's not really how this works. Okay.
Hopefully it was as he was running them down.
But one of the coolest things about the entire trip was one of the guys that was on the trip was a huge Democrat.
Yeah.
Right. Like his profile picture is him and Kamala Harris at something, and like
You get his dick sucked?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I just wondering.
But there wasn't a single time
fair
throughout
question,
the
shit.
7 days that we were down there. There wasn't a single moment where politics come into play. Like we talked about a bunch of random
wonder if
shit
that-
and how the world works.
I do wonder if, like, psychologically, though,
But like he never tried to convince
when you
me.
were looking at like the endless expanse that is the fucking ocean. If all of a sudden, like, the pissant opinion that you have about what was said on CNN
None of it matters.
fucking matters
Yeah.
anymore. You're just
Right.
like, I am so fucking
Right.
insignificant.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why I'm so fascinated by space. You know what I mean?
You don't matter.
It's like
You don't matter.
You know those videos. It's like, this is the Earth. Here's the moon. Here's Mercury. Here's our star. Here's this star. Here's this fucking star. And it's like, well, we ain't shit.
Yeah. Or like any of those things where it's like, here's kind of what we think a picture of just like our galaxy looks like, and you're somewhere in this soup,
Right.
and that's your solar system, not you, but like
Your solar system's in this part.
right, like the 9 planets and the star is
And then
somewhere
here's a
in
billion
here
of
that
those.
you can't see in
Yeah.
this bullshit, and then yeah, so like all of a sudden you're in the ocean, and it's just like, huh.
And here's the crazy thing
I
is
guess
we
my
know more about the
Facebook post
universe
actually
than we
doesn't
do
do
about
it.
the ocean.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just gonna say
terrifying.
It's
pretty
fucking
much
scary, man.
it's
ugh.
pretty much the same. Like, you know, I was on the island of Roatan. It's 35 miles long, 36 miles long, 3.5 miles wide. Right. And the first couple of days we were diving in what's called West End, which is like the northwestern, more western side of the island.
Yeah.
And then for the last couple of days we dove.
East End.
No, it was like the equivalent of
I
like
wasn't gonna say anything.
Easty.
the equivalent of like 12 miles like east on the north
So-
side of the island.
Yeah.
And it was like we were on a different fucking planet when
So-
we were underwater. Like
East-
all the formations.
east by west?
Yep. All the formations, all the coral and the reefs and everything were
Was it
completely different.
was it the windward side or the layward side?
It was a layward side, kinda.
Yeah.
Because the island runs like kind of east to west.
Oh, okay.
He just
And-
said it was west but less west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't completely like on
So
the
the layward
windward side,
Okay.
but it kind of was.
It's less west westerly.
Yeah.
And as you go west, but not as west as we were west before,
Mhm.
but still westerly.
Yeah. It's like Arizona's the old west, but it's still not as west as California.
Right. It's west, but not
But not
as
as
west.
not as west as West Texas.
Right.
Right. Yeah. It's west, but less west.
It's less west.
Yeah.
I'm so confused right now.
West by less west, northern.
There you go. Something like that.
It was the ocean, so it doesn't matter because you were looking around going, fuck.
Yeah. And well, what terrifies me about the ocean, and
Is everything we don't know?
it's everything we don't know, but it's also I'm on the fucking menu there. Like
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
that-
am not an
you
apex
are not-
predator in that
you're
base.
not close.
You're not
Sir, I
on
have
the
tried to
menu.
order you before.
That's different.
You're not on the menu. Nothing's trying to eat you.
John, how far off of land were you scuba diving?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Which is measured in like hours, right? They don't even do like the whole like we were this many miles
So
off. It's like
we
we were
were-
3 hours out.
the reef that's off Roatan runs all the way up to Mexico. It's the second
God damn.
largest barrier reef in the world, next to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
Which is
Dying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. And I've talked to people that were there that like dove it recently, and they're like, "Fuck that! Don't waste your fucking money. You're gonna go see a
Wow.
white reef and no fucking fish."
Oh
Yeah.
no!
I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was super fucking pumped, like trip of a lifetime." I get there and I'm like, fuck this. Unless you want to take like a 6-hour boat ride to the middle of fucking nowhere.
That
He's
sucks,
like, don't
man.
go. And I'm like, that sucks.
That sucks.
But this one is super cool. So go to
This
the
one still
second
has
largest.
fish.
Yeah.
But how far offshore?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck were we talking about?
Yeah.
So it just depends on where you're diving at. Like one of the dive spots, we could have done a shore dive and just walked in. And then there was probably 50 yards out was like the shore side of the reef.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple little swim throughs, like passageways you can go through to the outside. They call it the wall, which is where it drops down really deep. Then you can swim on either side of the reef right there. And that was pretty close. And then there's some other ones that were, I don't know, 300-400 yards off the coast. Nothing crazy far out. It's a deep water island. So you go, a couple more 100 yards out.
So it's a pretty
it's
rapid,
fucking
just
1,000
fall
feet
off.
deep,
Yeah.
you know. So
there's-
it's cool because there's a lot of good spots to do tech diving, which is anything past 100 feet. And there's some tech diver, like those guys that go 100 meters, 300, 400 feet.
Yeah.
But it takes them 10 minutes to get there and 5 hours to get back because all the deco stops on the way up.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Any of that kind of stuff. Like anytime you get deep enough out in the ocean where you can't see land anymore, like the horizon line on every side is just ocean.
Yeah.
That's when all of a sudden you go like, I don't like this anymore. Like this is, I don't,
Yeah. I've
because
been
you were so not supposed to be there, and you can tell. Like you get out there and you're just like, I'm not meant. This isn't where I'm supposed to be.
Well,
Like, this is-
it's weird too. Like especially like around the equator. Like when you go over the equator,
Mhm.
it's like glass.
Yep.
Like the fucking water's like glass, and it's cool as shit. Like I remember I saw dolphins right at the equator, and they were just like it looked like they were cutting through sheets of glass.
Yeah, it's wild.
It was
So
cool
when
as
it gets
fuck to
calm
see.
out there.
Yeah. Because like especially I just gone through a fucking typhoon where it was definitely not like glass, and then I get to the fucking equator and it's like, and I'm
Now,
like,
is
this is fucking weird.
Is it always like that?
Yeah.
It's not
'Cause it's
constant,
gravity.
but it does get super calm. So like it
So like, do the waves like
stop.
flow out from
No.
the equator?
No.
No.
And what it has to do is you end up with really calm pockets of weather. So you don't get like the wind and everything that will start chopping it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will go flat. Now you can get really bad weather out there too, and
Sure.
it's fucking terrible.
Are we talking like a mile from the equator? It like levels out.
It's only at that latitude
so
line.
it's like
if you're not at zero,
a 4-inch strip
no.
Yes.
of
Yeah,
calm.
It's just those 4 inches.
It's
and then
just those
the-
4 inches.
The dolphins.
Yeah.
Four-
Yeah.
And then after those 4 inches, it's Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
just it's back to bananas.
That's what it was in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now
No.
that we're clear on that.
By the way, that 4 inches, it is actually red, like it is on the globe too. Like it's actually
Yeah,
red all
That's
the way around.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real interesting.
Yeah.
Some Navy vets watching this going, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm a golden shellback. Fucking I got a certificate. It's not red. I've been there.
I didn't get the golden
One's the shellback, and then there's the
golden shellback. Yeah.
golden
What's the
shellback.
difference?
So if you cross the equator and the prime meridian at the same time, there's a
Ah.
point.
You're a golden
You cross
shellback.
through it, and you're a golden shellback. And so there's like all these stories about like captains that don't have it, and they're within like a couple of miles of the point, and they will deviate like a whole
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and then all the ships
they'll be
go
like,
online, and they cross through the point like
Okay.
as a line. So everybody that's in that, what's it called, flotilla or whatever the fuck it is.
Arg.
Sure. Everybody that's in that like patrol will travel through on a line, and typically the captain of like the carrier that's or whatever will lead it, and they'll cross through first, and then everything passes through.
Yep.
And they all get it, and then you get this big. It's a cool looking certificate. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's like this fucking big.
Yeah.
It's all like super embossed and shit.
Mine got
and it's-
lost.
It certifies you as a golden
Thanks,
shellback,
thanks TMO.
and it's apparently like a huge tradition going all the way back to like
Yeah.
just trade mariners and shit.
Well, it's
But-
like, and it's
Yeah.
like, and it's all like, King Neptune, fucking like
yeah,
they
and
stop
it's
the shit.
it's like all this
you
golden
you have
embossed.
you have this
and-
fucking party while you're there. Like, luckily, so I was already a shellback when I became a golden shellback. So fortunately, I didn't have to do the bullshit for the golden shellback, because what you do is the shellback ceremony is in its rawest form, just a big haze fest.
Yeah.
Like you make like, they're called polywogs. People who haven't done it, they're like, come here, you fucking wog. You're gonna eat your food on the floor today, and you just throw their food on the floor and shit like that. Like, I mean, and they eat on like, I remember like there was a gunny who it was his first fucking ship, his first time on float, and I was a sergeant, but he was a wog. And I was like, hey, Guns, you're eating on the fucking floor. And he was like, what? And I'm like, you fucking heard me, Pogue. Get down there. And he was like, what the fuck? And like, yeah. And then there's like some like Master Chief that's been like in the Navy for 500 years. And he's just like, you fucking heard him. He's a shellback. You're a bitch. Get down there. And the Gunny's like, what is happening? And then it's like, then he looks at you. He's like, you're going to fucking pay later. And you're like, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, 100%. But it's worth it right now.
But right now, I'm going to enjoy this
Yeah,
shit.
so you get the shellback when you cross the equator
Yep.
on a boat. Like you can't fly over it. Like that doesn't
Correct.
count. You have to cross on a boat. And then if you cross the prime meridian and the equator at the same time, you get a golden shellback.
And then there's another one for like the Arctic Circle and for the Antarctic Circle, but I didn't
Yeah,
get those.
if you break those. But
Yeah.
like it's mostly just coasties that get those.
Usually, yeah.
Because
Not
they
a,
have to
lot
be
of,
on those icebreakers and shit like that. So you
Yeah.
can get there.
not a lot of naval ships get up that way.
My stepdad is a golden shellback. He
Really?
got it during Vietnam
No shit. Nice. Yeah,
on the USS Truxton, which was one of the original escort ships to the first Enterprise.
that's cool. Cool.
But apparently they scuttled that bitch, turned it into a reef.
I got my shellback on the USS Harper's Ferry. And I got golden on the Dubuque.
Speaking of scuba, did you see this TikTok video of the scuba diver? He's like 40 meters down or something off of a oil rig. And he's looking around and he's filming all this shit and whatever. And then he looks down and there's this shadow that moves underneath him. And it's fucking massive.
There's
Just
some
this
really big things in the ocean.
huge fucking shadow. And
Well,
it's,
the largest animal to ever exist is in the ocean, the blue whale.
yeah,
It's
but
the
this thing's
largest
not
to
like
ever
it's
exist.
not like shaped right.
You know, that's
Yeah.
that's why saltwater's so salty.
Just it's all
Sperm.
just
Yeah.
piss. Yeah,
No, that's not.
just blue whale cum.
Yeah, that's it.
Makes sense.
But some huge shadow moves, and you see this dude, and he's like sitting there, and the shadow moves, and then like you see this like huge thing of bubbles, and he like instantly starts like pulling himself up this fucking. I was like, "Yep, nope. See, that's why you don't do that shit.
Yeah,
like
man.
that's
I'm a land dwelling
Like-
animal.
like the shit that you do. It's like the whole like I'm near a reef, I can like see where the fuck the land is and whatever. You could probably convince me to do that shit, but the whole like I'm 40 meters down on a
Open
fucking
water.
oil derrick. Fuck off.
Yeah, man.
No.
Fucking crazy.
A blue whale releases about 7 gallons of sperm when it ejaculates.
Wow.
In like a cloud, just like
Yeah. just like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like LeBron with that chalk at a game. Fucking-
Right? Like Ray Lewis and dirt.
yeah.
Totally. I like it.
Yeah, it's like when you kick a mushroom.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Not that kind of shroom.
but salty.
Yeah. Different kind of shroom. Oh, here goes cigar. We smoking, boys.
Old Faithful.
I'm about to get on that train myself.
50 Field Maduro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get the old crow as well
Yeah,
today.
you're on that train as well. Yeah. No, I was on my pipe a little while ago. Pipe
Well,
that
there was
I
like a whole plan, and Scott fucked it all up.
I forgot my pipe.
I mean, that happens. It's okay. I'm not mad at you.
There'll be other Mondays.
I
Yeah.
am.
Jess showed up with like
I'm
fucking
not mad. I'm just
a collection.
disappointed.
Sorry, buddy.
But we have to care for that line to work. But
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
So Jess, you got
shit.
scolded on the internet.
I
by
did.
A
I
fan,
got yelled at on the internet.
by a fan of ours.
It hurt my feelings.
It definitely did.
It hurt my feelings. So I apologized to him, though. I apologized for being such a disappointment.
Yeah, right.
I did
I mean, how dare you be off by 3 years?
on a Camaro variant.
Yeah.
I apologize.
And this dude's like on episode 66. It's like, bro, you know how fucking hammered we were back in those episodes?
Yeah, I was looking at those. I was like,
Like,
I was
we
like,
were-
wasn't that the handle of JMO a show?
yeah,
era?
we were fucking
Like,
wasted back then, man. Like, there's
you're lucky
no
I got the word
fucking way.
Camaro out,
Yeah,
like
right.
let alone fucking anything else. But yeah, apparently I said that the Z28 came out in '69, and it actually comes out in '66.
Yes.
So episode 66 was October of 2020, and the title, I don't know what I was thinking, but all it is it says midgets. So,
See, I don't know what you're talking about either.
That's
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
it's probably when John let us all down.
Oh, that's when you didn't swipe on the midget.
It's funny enough, I actually just brought that up to him a
You
little
did.
while ago. Like that's never gone away, everybody. We're still mad.
Yeah.
We're still upset.
Yeah.
I'll
But
never live that
apparently
down.
I misquoted some variant of a muscle car from the 60s. And
He also doesn't know what the difference between a pony car and a muscle car,
according to that guy, yeah.
according to that guy. Yeah. Hey, man. Like we just said a little while ago, we're not professionals in any of this shit. All right? It's fucking chill.
I apologize to him.
Well, sort of.
I did. I said I would lash myself in order for penance for disappointing him.
That's true.
Is not being apparently a huge car guy like he is. I'm waiting for him to send me the picture of his 66 D28 Camaro though, because I want to see.
What was his name? Justin, what's his name?
Fuck, I have no idea.
It was something real white trashy. Like this guy definitely knows his Z28s.
If you wanna find out his name, go check out our Facebook.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played. But yeah, so I apologize.
Like this dude definitely owned a jean jacket in the 90s. Type of dude.
I think he might still own one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Canadian tuxedo all day.
Acid wash.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still working his way through the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch discology.
Hey man. Not everybody's down with that third nipple.
He's got a third nipple. Marky Mark has a third nipple?
Mark Wahlberg. He's got a triple nipple.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the only one that didn't know this?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You can go back to the Good Vibration days, you can see it. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have noticed that. What do they do? Just scrub it out? Like,
No, it's noticeable.
he's definitely been shirtless in a bunch of movies.
It's like Calvin Klein model type of shit. You can see it. He didn't hide it. It's like down here.
Oh, it's like a mole.
It's a nipple.
What, just because it's a mole in your chest that makes it a nipple?
No, it's because it's a fucking third nipple makes it a nipple. Look it up, Justin.
Can you milk it?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
currently
probably.
looking it up.
You can milk pretty much anything with nipples.
Well, you can give it a shot. You can try shit.
Do you remember, John? Do you remember last time what happened when you just started randomly Google searching things? Like, that's a mole.
It's a triple nipple.
No, that's a mole. That's a mole. Yeah, you can point all the arrows you want to at it. That's a mole.
Yeah, it's 100% a mole.
That's a mole.
That's a mole. That
And
is not a
it's not
nipple.
down here.
That's a fucking reach.
You pointed down here.
No, it's a triple. It's his third nipple.
That's a mole.
That is a fucking reach.
Mikey, you're gonna get us fact checked.
Fucking fact check it all you want, man. Like that's been common knowledge for a long time.
Camaro Boy is going to call you out on this. 'cause
Call me
you
out,
didn't-
Camaro boy.
Now this dude, fucking Harry Styles, that's a third nipple.
Yeah, he's definitely got a third nipple.
Like
Oh yeah, but you can see the nip on that. That's got a tip. Yeah, 100%.
That's a fucking third nipple.
That is a third nipple.
Yeah. If I had a third nipple, I would get just the third one pierced.
100%.
Oh, yes.
Just the third one, not
Yeah,
the other one too.
absolutely.
Just the third one.
You would have to.
So that way you take your shirt off and everyone's like, and then it's like, you're going to say something? You're going to be the dickhead?
I'm clearly embraced it. I've already made the joke.
I know.
But at that point, are you
Go
the
nuts.
dickhead or are you just participating in the joke?
I think that all depends on your approach. Like,
All right, that's fair.
You know, like,
Hang on, no, I'm going to give that to you.
yeah,
Yeah.
because there's definitely ways to be a dick about it,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more ways.
Because me personally, I'd like to walk
just,
up and just grab the ring and go ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
Anybody
right.
home?
Just be like,
Just
knock,
door
knock,
knocker
little
it?
door
Just-
knocker it. Yeah. Well, unless he had barbells, then be like lifting, huh?
Ah, it's just lame.
In the gym.
Yeah. You got to keep it strong.
How come you don't have the other two pierced? Oh, those ones hurt.
This one's hurt. This one
hurts.
gives a shit.
This one I'm feeling.
I might need those two. This one's fucking extra,
Yeah.
man.
Just be like, I do have the other two pierced.
What?
Not these, the other two.
The other two.
Do you remember that chick a few
My
years
third
ago
and fourth testicle? Totally
that
pierced.
tried to pull the whole I got a third tit implant
Yes.
in the middle, and it turned out it was like a prosthetic or whatever. And like
they call it an implant,
she
not a
fooled-
prosthetic.
No, it was like
I have a prosthetic breast.
no, it was completely fake.
Take
It was
it
a
off.
prosthetic breast.
I'm gonna get a set of prosthetics.
Yeah, that's what it was. But it wasn't an implant. It was just a fucking fake titty that like you wore like a shirt that went between your tits.
That's a prosthetic.
Yeah, that's what she had.
Oh.
But she like fooled the internet because people are fucking idiots and like was like getting like money from this fucking thing. It was a few years ago. I don't remember the exact.
Wasn't there a movie with a chick with 3 tits?
Total
Total
Recall.
Recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was paper mache.
Yes. What about in the remake?
You know what? I don't remember 3 titties in the remake.
I don't either.
Star Wars has to have some.
There better have been a 3-titted bitch in the.
You're thinking of Star Wars.
Star
I
Wars.
did not know that was a thing.
Star Wars definitely had a 3-titted
Yeah.
bitch. And she was badly painted. Because it was smearing off on everything.
Star Wars.
I'm making note of this.
And how? So it looks like you got some work done there, pal.
Oh yeah,
The humidor's coming along.
It's probably what 30% right now.
Yeah.
It's framed.
It's got a frame.
It's more than it was last week.
Yeah.
So I'll take that.
It smells like lumber.
Yeah.
I can't wait to fire
Lumber
that bitch
prices
up.
is actually coming back down. Which
Yeah, it
is
wasn't too bad.
kind of nice. Plywood's still stupid
Yeah,
Yeah. What's the deal, man? Why is that still so fucking gnarly?
because they can. So it's actually an economic phenomenon called sticky pricing.
yeah.
The problem is that once companies figure out that they can charge you a certain amount and you'll continue to pay for it, they have absolutely zero reason to ever come back down from that.
Truth.
Speaking of which, did you hear what the Ford CEO did?
What he's doing, yes,
Or trying to do, rather? He's just trying to figure out the way around it because of the contracts.
The
but
problem is he's only going to do it with EVs. I wish he would do it with the whole Ford lineup.
What are you talking about?
So
Okay.
Ford says fuck their dealers pretty much because they've been seeing all these dealer markups that are like
'Cause you have
twice
things
the
like-
price of the vehicle.
you have things like the Bronco that's landing,
Yeah.
and it's like $36,000 with a $30,000 dealer adjustment fee.
Fuck you.
And-
Or
As-
that
and-
Lightning in Jersey that had a
Right.
$50,000. So it was like a $47,000 truck
Yeah.
with a $50,000 dealer adjustment.
So it's coming out as like 97 grand.
Literally, the dealer adjustment was more expensive than the vehicle.
Fuck you.
yeah, and Ford as the manufacturer is trying to sell.
I'm not a huge fan of car salesmen anyways, so I'm good with
Yeah.
this.
But Ford's statement, the CEO literally said, Ford has always been an American affordable brand, and the dealers are now breaking that model. And it's not what Ford wants to see. So anyways,
Yeah,
Well, good.
but yeah, so
Good for him.
But I guess there's all these franchise laws that prevent them just from pulling it, and but they're
Well, that doesn't mean that me as a consumer has to go to that fucking dealership.
right. So
If he makes it available through
well,
Ford,
what they're looking at is the Tesla model. So the reason that Tesla's sales positions, whatever, are called galleries or showrooms
yeah,
and not dealerships is because I think
because
the article
of the franchise rules,
right. So the interview came. He did an interview with Forbes. Was it Forbes?
I don't
Was it the
know.
Forbes or Fortune or one of the
one of those things for rich
one
people.
of the money magazines,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so in that, it actually said that in 47 of the 50 states, it is illegal for y'all can go fact check me and correct me later, whatever. I think, but it was like 47 or 46 or 47 of the 50 states. It's illegal for a car company to sell it directly
to the consumer.
to the consumer. It has to go through a dealership.
That's dog
It's like
shit.
one of the trade laws. So the reason that like Tesla has nothing called a dealership is because that's the loophole. So essentially, because he's not selling anything through a dealership, but as a DTC only model,
yeah.
you can't like go to a Tesla showroom and go like, I really like this. Here's my $40,000. And then you leave with a Tesla. It's not a dealer. There's no cars. There's nothing you can purchase there. It's just a
Right.
show off piece. So he found the loophole.
You basically order it
You
and then
order
it comes
it
to
and
your
then
house.
it shows up and it either gets delivered to that showroom to be cleaned up and you can pick it up there.
Yeah.
Or they'll just deliver to your driveway.
I mean-
you can go pick it up. So Ford is looking at that model with his EV vehicles, which is the Lightning, the Maverick, the Mustang
No.
Mach-E.
Maverick's a hybrid. It's not part of that.
But the Maverick was making the list somehow. I can't remember what it was. Because it was the Lightning, the Maverick, and the Mustang Mach-E. Those were the... Because I thought it was funny because it was truck, piece of shit. Like that was...
yeah.
So from what I can tell, he's not necessarily going to pull like the ability for them to get any.
Because he
he's gonna-
can't.
He can't, but he can send them less. So instead of being
Yeah.
like, here's
So-
10 of the Lightnings, here's one. Go
So
fuck yourself.
the other thing that they figured out that these dealerships were doing is that the dealerships were placing an order it was called a by name pickup.
Yeah.
I think it was called a by name pickup or a name assigned pickup or something. At any rate, it was essentially a pre-order. So you decide that you want the new F-150.
Okay.
So you go down and you go like, I'm going to order me an F-150. Here's my money. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, these dealerships were essentially going through and going like, hey, I'm going to order these 10 cars by name pickup. Oh, they all canceled because there was a policy that within 120-day cancellation, there was no penalty for a by name pickup cancellation. So they just call and go like, the customers all changed their minds. They didn't want the car. So then the 10 cars still show up and then they're doing all these dealer adjustments and selling the car at these crazy high prices.
Fucking sketchy cunts.
So Ford was like, yeah, we got something for you. We're going to investigate every single by name pickup that you claim. And if you have a single car that is not a verified by name pickup cancellation, we're going to cancel your entire next month's allocations. You'll just get no cars for a month.
I like it.
It was their name match policy.
That's what it is. Name
Yes.
match policy.
Yeah.
Which is a by name pickup. They're just calling it name match or whatever. And then if you did it, I think it was 2 months in a row or 3 months in a row, they would just cancel your franchise. You just couldn't sell Ford cars at all anymore.
Like,
And it's
I
Ford's way of
respect-
essentially fighting the whole this crazy price increase.
I respect that. I respect them holding their dealerships accountable like that. I think that's fucking great. You know, it's integrity in business, which is fucking few and far between these
We'd
days.
have a big Bronco right now if they weren't so astronomically price adjusted.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. And we have new cars, so it's not like we need to go trade this in. We just
Sure.
want one.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pay you $30,000 extra just because you have one.
Yeah,
Like fuck off.
you.
But if Ford's going to release it where I can just go on the website and go click and I order it and then it's just going to get delivered. And
Well, that's why I ordered the Maverick. And
Right.
when it showed up, they tried to put like $4,000 worth of bullshit.
all the arrival fees
Yeah.
and all that
I'm like-
bullshit.
They're like, we put nitrogen in the tires and we tinted your windows. It's $4,000. I'm like, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Peel the tint off,
I
refill
said-
my tires. Like,
Yeah,
because I'll take it down to mother's window tint for $200 and
I
have them tint the
literally
bitch.
told him, I'm like, look, I ordered this from Ford, and as far as I'm concerned, you are vandalizing or stealing my property right now. Like,
Your
and
price got adjusted real quick, didn't it?
it took a couple of go rounds, but yeah, I didn't pay for any of that.
So,
extra
but
bullshit.
apparently it looks like Ford is trying to adjust it to where now you will just order your car and that there will just be Ford service centers so
I
that
love
you
it.
have a physical place that you can take your vehicle to and have it worked on by Ford,
Yeah.
but you just essentially just order and they'll ship you your vehicle.
I'm good with it because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of car salesmen any fucking way.
Well, and that was literally in the interview. He talked about that too. And he was like, we're tired of our consumers feeling like they're in a knife fight to buy their car. So we're just going to go to completely transparent pricing. There's no more negotiation. There's no more nothing. If we say that the car with this package is $34,995, it's $34,995. No more destination fee. No more this. No more
yeah,
that.
because
no more.
you know Ford's giving them a cut. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're
100%.
already making money on.
Well, because then you have that invoice pricing
Yeah.
that people love to advertise. Buy it at or below invoice. Fuck you. There's no fucking way.
The biggest secret in the world is the actual cost to manufacture a production vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the secret. I
nobody
think the
knows.
secret is what did the dealer pay for that car to be able to sell it to you? That's the big secret.
Right.
Where did McCombs pay Ford to get my F-150 onto the lot?
So, for example, you walk around Las Vegas and you look at all these fancy casinos, right?
Yeah.
Somehow they make enough money to pay for those. And when you walk around a dealership that has prime real estate in a major city that's
Yeah.
massive,
They're sitting on 30 acres.
somehow
Yeah.
they're paying for that.
Yeah.
When rich sports people hire like super high up like money men, investment companies to invest their monies, and they're like, you should own a car dealership.
Chevrolet dealership.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Absolutely.
Speaking of theft and stealing,
Uh-oh. It wasn't me.
I just got my most recent utility bill,
Bro.
I know where you're going with this.
which I was on the phone. So I live in New Braunfels and I use New Braunfels Utility, NBU.
I've heard bad things.
Okay. NBU, they have this thing called a PCRA, Power Cost Recovery Adjustment. And it is a fee that they are trying to explain that is an additional fee on your utility bill that covers the ever so moving cost to generate power. And they're trying to say that propane is up 200%, and that is and fuel charges and this thing and that thing and all this other stuff, right? So I get it, whatever. Like MBU, they're a not-for-profit company, so in theory, whatever cost of the power is, it's a pass-through to the customers, and the customers pay plus whatever the overhead is to keep the company operating and utilities working and people fixing power lines and all that. Like, I get it. I understand. It's business. Whatever. Like, but when I get a power cost recovery adjustment, that my bill is $650, right? The power cost adjustment was $247. So I call them and I'm like, hey guys, your website has one number, 0.052 cents per kilowatt hour. So I do the math and it comes out to like $171. But you charge me $247. All I want to know is how do you figure out what this power cost adjustment number is so I can apply it to my usage and figure out what I should be charged.
Right.
Because what you have published on your website that was effective August 1st, 2020, which is today, was
2 years ago.
No, 2022, excuse me.
Oh.
Was 0.052 kilowatt or cents per kilowatt hour. That was published today. I'm getting charged way more than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I call him like, hey, what's your rate? Well, hold on, let me look. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. Puts me on hold for like 5 minutes. Lady gets back on the phone and she's like, yeah, I don't have that information. I was like,
I do.
I was like, excuse me? And she's like, yeah, I don't have that. I was like, well, and I gave her the website. I'm like, if you go to this and you scroll halfway down the page, it says right there that this is what the charge is. So she types it and she goes, oh yeah, it says it right there. I was like, yeah, but when I do the math, you guys are overcharging me. Like, and it's not a couple dollars. Like, I get it. Like, I didn't round the right way. Okay, cool. I'm off by $1 or $2. No, this is like $75 extra. And it's on. So then I started going back through my bills and all of them are off.
Of course.
So I'm like, so how can you tell me what you're charging me for? I was like, because I have no problem paying for something if you can tell me what it is, what I'm paying for. I was like, but if you're making up a number and putting on my bill and you're not giving me a formula that I can use to figure out, because there's a meter, so I know exactly how much electricity I used.
Yeah.
If you're not giving me a formula to figure out how much you're charging me to generate this electricity, you're fucking stealing my money.
Dude, they're all going to get sued.
And so I was like, so
I'm waiting
like,
for the class
are you
action.
going to let
I'm
me know?
signing up for that
Or do I need to
Fuck yeah.
contact a lawyer and start a fucking class action lawsuit? Because I know I'm not the only one that this is fucking happening to.
Sure.
She's like, well, sir, I'm going to take down your information. I'm going to get with billing and have them call you back. I'm like, well, why can't you just transfer me to fucking billing?
Right.
Well, hold on. Let me see. They're really busy right now. I'm like, I
I'm
wonder
sure.
why.
I'm sure they are.
So another fucking 5 minutes on hold. She comes back on. Well, I can't get a hold of anybody right now, but I'll send them an email. I'm like, so should I expect a response sometime between like now and next month? And she's like, haha, no. And
No,
I'm like,
try
okay.
Christmas.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not joking.
I was like, and that's what I said. Like, I'm not joking. Like, when? She's like, usually within 24 to 48 hours. I'm like, usually. I was like, so, like, why don't you guys have this published on your website? It is in literally like New Braunfels City Code.
And you're saying
how
they're
to figure this out.
non-profit?
Yeah. It's in New Braunfels City Code on how to figure out this equation. But you guys can't tell me what you're charging me for. And I'm all of a sudden getting bills that are twice as much as they were last year for the same amount of fucking usage. Like, fuck you.
You want to know why? It's the exact same thing that they said they weren't going to do.
Yeah.
Snowpocalypse happened here in Texas.
The Texas
No,
populace
no,
will not
no,
pay for
no.
the recovery of the damage happened by the
No,
snowstorm.
they said
That's a quote.
From ERCOT.
Yep. Bullshit.
NBU said that 30% of the PCRA adjustment is from that storm. The rest of it is from current electric production costs.
These are the same
So-
assholes that keep telling you to turn your system off
No,
because
no.
it's hot.
But,
You
but
know,
hold on. Imagine if I had a fucking electric vehicle.
Oh yeah, there it is. You
Yep.
knew where I was going.
Imagine if all of my shit, all of my engines that I have, my lawnmower, my weed whacker, every fucking thing I own, is electric because I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be green and make my fucking earth last longer.
By the way, I actually have an electric lawnmower, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like vacuuming your lawn. It's dope.
It's fantastic.
I used to have one.
Until
It
you
was
get your
cool.
fucking electric bill if you live in New Braunfels.
Yeah, well,
Like,
true.
Fuck you.
That's fair.
I'm going back to a 2-stroke.
Well, I'm on
Eat a dick. I'm burning oil.
I'm on
killing
CPS,
butterflies.
and I'm like,
You know,
my
you know-
CPS bill is showing up, and I'm going like, I'm looking at generators, going like, I think I could actually run a generator cheaper than it would be to pay CPS.
You know, it's cheaper than even mowing with a gas engine. Just dumping oil all over your lawn and then killing the grass completely, and then rocking it.
I don't have to because we're in a drought, so I can't even water my fucking lawn right now. But I'm still getting charged
Fuck that.
fucking
I'm
water and
watering the
sewer
back
fees.
one. Water in the back one. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Come get me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Come
So-
get fuck. Water my back
so
one.
I can't wait till my HOA sends me a letter about my yard looking like shit because it's brown and not green.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to blame the city. And then I'm going to try to get my HOA to fight the city.
Yeah.
Like that's my end goal here is to
Holy
get literally
pit them against each
You
other.
let me know when that's happening because I'm bringing the popcorn.
the lady who runs my HOA. Her name is Karen.
Of course she is.
It
Of
is
course it is.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I want Karen with my fucking HOA
To go full Karen on the city.
on the fucking city. I will sit there in that fucking city meeting with a fucking bucket of popcorn.
You
Next to
realize
Jazz.
though
I
that
would I'm gonna sit there and be like, I'd be
Karen-
like, you want some cheddar powder? I
Karen
got some
won't
cheddar
get off
powder.
your ass. It'll be she ain't gonna fight the city for you.
I will write the most elegant letter, might even be in cursive, to
Handwritten.
explain to her why my
With a
grass
quill.
looks the way
On
it does.
parchment.
Yes.
Yes.
To whom it may concern.
Could I ask you a boon, gentlemen?
Home.
Would you mind refilling my glass with some of the frozen water? So that I may partake
H2O
of some of
croutons?
this fine libation.
So here's my thing with the whole, like, you know, the electric company's telling you to turn your fucking AC off.
yeah.
I'm going to apply a little Newtonian law.
No, see, you can't do that
Why?
because that is you applying logic.
All right. Me and my toxic trade again. God damn it.
You have to stop applying logic path to service companies.
So-
because it's never going to math out because when you take that, so what you're going to do is you're going to go like, here is logic applied to logic. So if logic equals 2 and this logic equals 2, and then we put in the variable
14.
of service, the total you get is fish.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's my beef is, and back me up on this there, high IQ guy. Fucking,
I don't know shit about shit as illustrated. I don't know fucking anything.
so an object in motion stays in motion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, remember which law, which Newtonian law, third law of
Second, I actually.
second? Yeah. It's up there. And so
Well, first is
an object in motion stays in motion.
First is every forceful action has an equal and reverse reaction.
Right.
Second is an object in motion stays in motion.
There it is.
And third is that energy can't be lost or recovered.
Yes. Yes.
Why am I getting charged an energy recovery fucking fee NBU? Fuck you.
Because they're fighting Newtonian law, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Cut him a check and write Newton's third law.
I know, right?
Yeah, they're
I'll just subtract it from my total balance.
Yeah.
And be like,
Did I
because
fuck
of
that
this.
up? I think I missed the third law. Could you let me know
there
there,
right now?
producer?
anyways.
I think I got the first and second law.
So-
I think I fucked up the third law.
And anyways, an object in motion stays in motion.
That
And-
is a Newtonian law.
Yes. And it's actually, so it costs you more to shut your shit down and restart it up. Right? And that's what they fucking want. And that's why they're telling you to fucking not run your shit.
Prime example. You were in my store, what, 3 days ago?
Yeah. Yeah, I brought you lunch.
My store right now is fucking cold.
Yeah, yes.
It
It was wonderful.
And if you come from outside and you're there for about half an hour, my store is
Well,
phenomenal.
In that back room where
It's
we were at,
fucking
like,
cold.
It's snowing in that bitch.
Yeah, it is cold. If you come from outside and come into my bar, it's
Comfortable.
for the first half an hour you're in there, and then you go, fuck me, it is cold in here.
Yeah.
I think my store right now is at about 64 degrees.
Nice.
It is cold as shit.
I
Which
can
is
give
great
you-
when you first show up. The problem is that when you're in there like I am for 10 hours at a shot,
Yeah.
it's chilly.
I give you one reason why.
So
One of his rules, besides don't be a dick, is don't fucking smell.
yeah,
So we're gonna keep this
You can't-
AC cranked way
yeah,
down low.
you can't stink if it's cold. So, but no, it's uncomfortably cold.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I have 3 hoodies like in my shop.
Well, like,
So I can layer up.
as I mentioned, I brought Jazz lunch the other day. Like I was in the area and I was like, hey, buddy, you hungry? And he's like, I'm starving. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to grab a 4 for $4 at Wendy's. And I just happened to be across the street from
Which
the
is an
mall.
old shenanigan that we used to do all the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and he was like, fuck yeah. He's like, will you get Caitlin one too? I was like, absolutely. So I buy us all lunch and I bring it over to his store.
I traded you for a beer.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was a fair and equitable exchange.
I agree. And so we're sitting in, he's like, let's go back in the office and eat. I was like, okay, cool. So we go back there and the time it took us to eat our food, which granted, Jazz and I, we don't really fuck around when it comes to eating. So I would say what, 10 minutes
That's
max?
the problem is that's the one carryover that I kept from the military.
Just fucking
Is the whole
crushing
just like,
chow.
and eat. And it was just like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right. Like,
It's like, are you done? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had taken longer so I could enjoy that, but you set it down, and I assumed somebody was gonna tell me to fuck off in about 4 minutes.
Yes.
So it just all needed to go away.
So we eat and it maybe 5 minutes,
Yeah.
10 max. And and it was noticeable. I was like, it is fucking cold in here,
is
man.
fucking
And
cold,
he's like,
right?
oh yeah. It's like, it was
And so
fucking snowing in that room.
I talked to my maintenance guys.
It had,
and
to
they
be
came
50,
by.
it had to be 50 degrees.
It's
in there.
so fucking cold.
Like, it's cold as shit in
My
that back
shop
office,
is
man.
cold right now.
Yeah.
So I talked to my guys, and they were like, "Look, here's the deal. I'm in a mall, and that mall is,
Yeah.
like 1 million square feet.
You're also on
And
the
I'm
first
not
floor.
exaggerating.
You're on the first floor.
It's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
And my store is, I kid you not, 40 feet off of the Central Exchange for the whole goddamn mall. And they have to pump that thing to cool the whole mall. And they're like, it doesn't heat equilibrium when we shut it off. It's 100 and fuck outside. Like we can't
Yeah.
turn it off or the mall is just going to turn into an oven.
Because
Even if we
Newtonian
did the whole
law.
like, oh, we hit 72, let's relax it. As soon as they shut it off, the mall is going to be
Yeah.
just sweltering, right?
Sure.
So my shop is just cold as shit because I'm so close to the exchange. So they were in there. Now, luckily, they're fixing it. What they're going to do is they're going to come in and they're going to change all of my vents out for baffled vents so that I can just adjust them and change how much
Yeah.
airflow my shop is actually getting. It was like, this is a brilliant solution. But that's a prime example of the power cost of shutting that system down and then kicking that system back on to cool something like the entire goddamn mall.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yeah.
The power usage of trying to do that would be astronomical. It's easier just to leave it on.
Yeah.
But I would like to know what their recovery fee is, apparently, because like my house is just shy of 3,000 square feet, so it's not as big as like your fucking monstrosity.
Mine's about the same.
Oh, you're 2 stories. I'm just really spread out.
Yeah.
But mine's I have like 2,900 and 2,980, I think, is my square footage in
Yeah.
my house. We don't turn
Yours
our
is
shit
bigger
off.
than my house.
1 story, baby. It's the best life there is.
How many bedrooms?
3 and an office and a formal dining and a breakfast nook
That
and
doesn't
a
make
chef's
sense to me.
kitchen
Because
and
mine's 4 bedroom
Mhm.
plus the fucking loft plus the formal dining.
2,980 square feet. I don't even think you've seen my whole house.
Sure, I have. I'm 2,800 square feet though.
Now I'm 2,980.
Huh. I have an extra bedroom though. That's weird.
Technically, mine's 4 bedroom, but that glassed-in office that I have
Well,
off
I have,
that
I
one
have
section.
an office as well. Because a bedroom, the difference between an office and a
doesn't have a
bedroom, it does have a
closet.
closet. Yeah.
Right.
But so I have the office too.
Yeah, so
Like-
I have the office, 2 bedrooms, my master plus that, and then my master closet's the fucking. I'm sure it's like yours. It's like another fucking bedroom. It's
I've had
it's
apartments bigger,
stupid.
like
Yeah.
smaller than my closet. Yeah.
And then I have that whole formal dining that I never even fucking use, other than Christmas.
guess.
You've seen it.
When my buddies from the East Coast come to my house,
Yeah, so
they're like, "What are you
technically my house is
selling
bigger
meth?"
than
I'm like,
yours.
"Bro, this is
No, that's your house.
This is a humble house."
Oh, so it's 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh, okay.
2,900 square feet.
2314.
Yeah.
Still,
I'm impressed that you have my address.
I looked it up on the Christmas card.
Okay, so 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
Whatever. 2,400 square feet. We don't turn our shit off.
Yeah. You can't.
fuck no, dude.
I crank it to like when we're gone all
I'm gonna
day.
tell you guys right now. My wife works for an AC company. Don't turn it the fuck off.
Nope.
Fuck them.
You're dumb.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
You're dumb.
All right. Don't turn it off.
One of my really good friends is actually works in the AC industry, and he'll flat out tell you like, and also you want to break your system, keep turning it on and off and on and off and on and off. You
Yep.
want to break your outside unit, keep doing that.
Yep.
See what happens. You'll break your shit.
Yep.
Thank you
and
for looking that up.
you'll blow your fuses
Yep.
inside in your home.
So when we're gone all day, we raise it up to 74.
Okay.
because she'll come and work out of the store.
Yeah.
We'll raise it to 74. When I walk in at night, I crank it down to 71.
Fuck that.
So
My shit stays at a nice 69 all the time.
But
That's my
it's
truck.
all bullshit.
Summer, winter, doesn't matter.
It's all
Yeah.
bullshit. We got a $480 CPS bill.
So that comes to my next point. You're with CPS. You're with
MBU.
NBU. I'm with GVEC. And for whatever reason, how come my power isn't reflecting the same fucking charges and craziness
Because
that y'all are doing?
apparently that Greater Valley Electric Company or whatever the fuck they're called
Yeah.
actually has some morals.
Apparently.
Well,
They also
prime
do,
example.
They also do internet service, which
They
is
do.
fucking weird.
And they're great internet.
Prime example, when Snowpocalypse happened and everybody lost power, the CPS building didn't.
Weird. Weird. Imagine that.
Everything around it did. Everything around it was black. Except for that building was lit up, including their sign, their little spotlights, and all that shit. It was all on
In downtown San Antonio.
in downtown San Antonio. Which, by the way, has an old ass grid. That
Sure.
shit has not been upgraded in a long ass time.
Yeah.
I'm still,
My power only stayed on because I was on the same grid loop as a fire station.
I'm still sticking with my theory that whenever there's a storm that comes through and the power
Yeah, but your
flickers-
fucking apartment complex almost burned down.
No,
that
no,
fucking-
no.
'cause
That was
that fucking-
3/4 of a mile down the road.
Oh, that's right. Because that fucking idiot using the fucking, he was trying to use his pellet grill inside.
Yes.
I'm still sticking with my theory that whenever there's a storm coming through and the power starts to flicker, it goes off and on or whatever. It's one dude on a big fucking switch.
Yeah.
And he's literally just like holding it. And like the thunder hits. He's like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That makes sense. That makes more sense to me than their fucking bullshit.
No.
I remember it was funny. And don't get me wrong, my power bill is always high during the summer because we run the AC fucking constantly.
And your kids are always home.
And my kids are always home.
Never
and they're-
helps.
And they open the fucking doors back and fucking forth all the goddamn time. It's like, dude, the dog doesn't have to go out every fucking 5 minutes. Fuck off. Like, God, like, I don't care that he saw a rabbit in the fucking yard. Don't let him out. Like, Jesus, I want to keep it cold in here. And shout out to my man Albert with Military City Heating and Air, who has recently replaced my upstairs unit and my outside unit. So I have an entire new fucking system in my home,
Nice.
and it is fucking cold and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So like, shout out to Albert, man.
I've got another veteran buddy of mine that's in the HVAC business, and
Yeah.
his side hustle is replacing people's units.
Yeah.
And so these people will be like, yeah, I called insert X here,
Yeah.
and they wanted, $12,000 to replace my unit.
Sounds
da-da-da-da-da-da.
like Elmer's. That
or John Wayne or
that
any number.
fucking racket.
Insert any number of big HV, and he's like, $5,000. I don't care how big your house is.
Yeah.
He's like, anything up to a 5 done, $5,000.
Yeah.
$5,000 installed, and I'll warranty it for 4 years.
Yeah.
You get a manufacturer's warranty for 4 years. And then for $6,000, he'll put in the whole system that like UV filters all of your air that comes in. So you only have to replace your filters once a year and shit.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Fucking
It's such a
Albert came
fucking
here
racket.
and hooked you guys up too.
He fixed your swimming pool.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good fucking dude, man. He's a real good dude. But yeah, fucking if you're in the San Antonio area and you're wanting to fucking and you're having HVAC problems, which most people do
Then
at
that
some
means you've
point.
probably got swamp ass. And you should take a look at Dude Wipes.
Dude wipes. Minty fresh.
Yeah. They're here to cleanse what ails you. One wipe at a time.
Dude wipes.
Jesus Christ. Pay the bills and get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
This is ridiculous.
Not brought to you by Dude Webs, but it is brought to you by Icy Tech Coolers. Use that code FreedomFriends10. Get yourself 10% off. WarfighterTobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Get yourself that sweet, sweet 15%.
You know what? They're not a sponsor, but can we shout out how fucking much work that big ass fan is doing in the back? Because
Right.
Yeah, who makes that?
big ass fans.
Big ass fans.
God damn.
It's tolerable in here. It's still hot, but it's tolerable.
It's not 105 hot though.
No, it's more like
It's-
85.
It's 80. It's right there on the little fucking. What does it say?
86.
86.
I can deal with 86.
Yeah,
I can
86
deal with
I can deal
86.
with.
It's
Yeah.
86 and moving air. I can deal with that all fucking day.
Fucking
And it's a big ass swamp cooler.
This is not a small space.
No, it's also not a small fan. That fan
Well,
is
no, it's a
fucking
big ass.
big.
It's a big ass fan.
It is.
The only
And-
thing that would make you better if we had a big ass fan like right there.
Yeah.
So this space back here is just shy of 4,000 square feet, but we have fucking 20-something foot ceiling. So it's
Yeah.
essentially like
It's a warehouse.
it's a fuckload of space.
Well, it's 8,000 square feet if you consider the fact that this is essentially a 2-story building that doesn't have the second story in it.
Truth.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that thing it's doing the Lord's work.
yeah. I
Big
like.
ass fans, we don't think you can cool it down, so you should send us a fan to prove us wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it.
I don't think you can.
Become a permanent sponsor. Send a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Send a
you send a
fan.
fan, we won't even charge you.
Yeah. Fucking nice.
You fucking, I will. You know, I was gonna say like I'll do a nude ad, but you don't want that. I'll do a closed
Laying
ad.
under the fan, the chest hair just blowing.
Dude, I'll do a chest hair extraordinaire exclusive for big ass fans if you fucking sponsor this.
Fucking A, right.
It's 100%.
I will go find us a beautiful big booty bitch to come in and sponsor Big Ass Fans.
We know a couple.
I didn't say it would be hard. I just said I'd find one.
Well, we're married to a couple.
Diesel power. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, really just 3 things, man. 3 little things. Well, you know what? I'm gonna raise my glass first.
Let's do that.
You know, we got John back. Not that we don't love Dave filling in, but
It's good to have the band back together periodically.
it is. It is. Thanks for being my Freedom Friends, boys. Like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends. Them bitches need to know. There's a mediocre show with us fucking assholes on it. And yeah, we do things and such and
stuff.
whatnot and stuff. 3 little things. Not hard to do. Not hard to live by. Pretty easy. Jazz in with the first one.
Fucking smoke on, bitches.
Johnny boy.
Drink on.
And god damn it, kids.
Freedom
the
the
fuck
fuck
on. See you later.